I don't even know why I'm doing this. All we're going to do today is rendezvous with Durin, do his thing, and then go. That's it. Okay? And it... Why do I keep on doing that? Do you want to hear drama? Or do you just want to see Durin's quest that everyone else is going to be doing?
Whoa, this is way too many books. Considering this library's this library organizing job was classified as premium commission, Paimon ain't mentally prepared, you know. But seeing it in person is something else. Why, if it isn't Cutie and Paimon, what brings you back to Mondstadt?
Is this the right quest?
Let me guess, you missed me so much that you just had to come and visit.
Here for business, actually.
Found you. I'm starting to think you weren't clocking in today.
Well, I wasn't planning to, but then Catherine mentioned someone had finally accepted an important commission for the library, so I came back to check on things. Might you both be here for that very commission by any chance? We're the only ones here, so yeah. This doesn't seem it's like the right one. I must have gone into some other quest.
Music to my ears. Now, as you can see, a certain anonymous benefactor has donated a large amount of books to us. Imagine my surprise when I glanced down the book list. Glanced down the book list revealed when a glance down the book list revealed that each one would be an entirely new addition to our collection. There are books of all different kinds, including quite a few that are banned. Troublesome, I know. So this wasn't an odd job I could trust anyone. And sorting them myself, my, what a headache that would be. It would take ages. All that to say, I'm very relieved to see you here. I would treat you to some tea, of course, but looking at the state of this place, perhaps another time, yes? Don't worry. Just leave the commission to us. You're as sweet as ever, Paimon. Well then, good luck in here. I'll leave it to you.
I leave you to it. Don't recognize this.
Finally, we made it to the last stack. What even are some of these books? A Hilichurl's Guide to Running for Your Life? Do Hilichurls even read? Oh, and basics of wildflower cultivation. Who'd grow one of those anyway? And what's this one? The Little Witch's Dictionary?
Oh, it's the homework thing.
That title's kind of suspicious. And didn't we already sort this area? Did you notice it earlier?
Nope, and it's not on the list either.
Well, witches always make Paimon think of, you know.
Oh, looking for me?
Alice, how'd you get in here? Huh? You must not have noticed, Paimon. I wasn't the one who barged in at all. When you opened that dictionary, you entered the mage's domain. What? Paimon knew that book had issues. Hmm. Have you ever read the storybook, The Little Witch and the Undying Fire, by any chance? Uh, no, but I've heard of it. Splendid, that makes things easier to explain. This book was written as a dictionary for that other story. The actual contents of the two aren't related at all, though. That explain that explanation makes things even more confusing. Oh dear, where should I begin? Ah, you know about the promise the Hexenzirkel made to Varka and the Tripartite Conference. Yes? Namely, that in Mondstadt's greatest time of need, the mages would return and lend their aid to the nation. Well, waiting around for danger to descend on the land isn't exactly our style. Rather than a scenario where we jump in to save the day out of nowhere, it made more sense to lay the groundwork over time. That's how M put it. Besides, who knows when such a crisis could occur? It could be in the next life, or even tomorrow. Preparation is crucial. So I gathered the mages together to write this dictionary. Of course, it had to be under the guise of being related to that storybook. Otherwise, I never would have been able to get them in one place. Sounds like a lot of work. So how do we factor in exactly? Well, we looked into Barbie's scryglass and came up to us with a series of tasks tailor-made for the people of Mondstadt. They're all in this dictionary. Striving towards a common goal, overcoming obstacles alongside trusted companions, becoming better versions of ourselves. That is the best defense against what dangers could lie ahead. You made it sound like something bad is about to happen. You make it sound like something bad is actually about to happen. No, no, I never said that. But still, we are talking about trusted companions here. And what and when we speak of a person who could be considered as a friend to all in Mondstadt, I'm afraid the pool of options consists of but one. I should have seen this coming. Wait, the huge book donation, that was just an excuse to get us here, wasn't it? We had to spend we had to spend ages sorting through them, you know. Hmm? Oh dear, I never could have imagined you would need to go to such troubles. Sure you didn't. Well, this is an important book. I couldn't just bring it into Tevat without any precautions. Much better to hide it in plain sight, you see? That's why I donated all those other books to the library. Besides, it's not like it's a bad thing. Just think of it as an excuse to reunite with old friends. And as a favor to your dear Aunt Alice. Okay, okay. If the goal is to help the people of Mondstadt, then we're in. We'll take the dictionary, and next time we run into our friends, we'll pass your tasks and stuff along, okay? Wonderful. Then, uh, then I'll let you get to it. Have fun. Okay, now each witch homework quest is focused on a specific character. Obtain the corresponding character and increase their level to 70 to unlock the related quest. What level is Razor? So, level 80, level 80. Level 60. What do I need to ascend? That'll be later. That's fine, though. It's fine. Did not expect to accidentally walk into that. Go to Bianco Plain. Rendezvous with Durin. It's because I went to the library. I thought it was inside the freaking place. Thought he was back in the library. Oh well. Durin.
Hey, Durin! Any more clues for us? We're all set up. We're all set for the next chapter.
Let's do this. Yeah, I was just about to come to find you. Let's see what it says. Now sprout to life the story's seeds, stirred by the wind-borne melodies. Then on the breeze the music leaves, fading into distant memories. Seek the place where wind and tale entwine. Once there, make three riddles into verse, and three melodies into song. For in poetry and song, will this story start to bloom? I think it's wind melodies and Mondstadt. Are you thinking what I'm thinking? I'm personally thinking either the statue, the tree, or the fountain.
Oh!
Care to elaborate?
Wind, music, poetry. The tone-deaf bard's gotta know the answer. The amazing Venti has gotta know the answer.
You mean Lord Barbados? You know too? Albedo introduced us when I first arrived in Mondstadt. I mean, someone like me was bound to catch his eye sooner or later.
It's better that it's out in the open anyway. Now, how should we track him down?
I'm pretty sure he's already caught wind of what's going on here. Why don't we just see where the wind takes us?
All right. He definitely makes it easy to forget he's a real god sometimes.
No. No. I was a bit too hopeful there. Can I invite the character? I need Venti. I feel like it might be here. But the other option would feel like up there. Oh. Venti. Nyafi. Paimon. What a sight for sore eyes. Ah, and the little dragon from the fairy tale world. I heard your voice calling out to me in the wind. Something about needing help with a riddle? Sorry to disturb you, Lord Barbados. Disturb me? Not at all. To tell you the truth, I'm just as curious about this riddle as you are. Let me take a look.
What is it?
Did you figure out the answer? Three riddles and three melodies. That sure takes me back. The answer you seek lies in a hidden in a memory. Looks like running into the best bard ever, Venti, was the right call after all. Long ago, those mages came to Mondstadt, seeking to test their strength against mine. But I replied, let us make music, not war, and resolve our conflicts through song. So I strummed my lyre and sang them this verse. O wind, welcome now my guest. Pass through verdant leaves unseen, where shape your formless self may take, and offer up a graceful scene, a fleeting gift for welcome's sake. Leap at the edge of a sea of clouds, where land meets sky and sky meets ground. There frightened off by noisy crowds, and bring my guest a calm profound. Fly beneath the stars up high, where mortal noise is swept aside, that my dear guest with starry eyes may share the dreams they hold inside. Now go where I vowed to keep a quiet spot for them to sleep. No clash, no contents bars the way, just tea and mirth to fill the day. There you have it, the three melodies. As for the answer to those three riddles, I trust you can guess them by now. The woods, the edge of a cliff, and the sky? Correct! Funnily enough, your mother was the first to solve it, all that time ago. There must be some kind of special rapport between those who write stories and those who sing them. The woods, a cliff, and the sky. Oh, so that's where it is. I suppose the spot that the answer points to is where you're headed next. You should know, after solving my riddle, the mages accepted my proposal and made that location their official meeting spot. And going by what their book was suggesting, once you found it, you might want to try playing the melody I just shared with you. Guess you can be pretty reliable when it counts. Huh. Great Anemo Archon. Thanks for the help, Lord Barbados. Still got questions for me? Huh? Yeah, you must have read countless tales in your time, being a wandering bard and all. In your experience, why might an author consider a story unfinished? Unfinished? Well, I guess if there is something left to accomplish in the story. Or, if the last line goes, to be continued. Huh? Well, your helpfulness lasted for, 1 second. Oh, that was very helpful. In all seriousness, I would think the answer to that question lies in your mother's story itself. It's not my place to pry any further. Alright then. We should get going. Venti, how long are you gonna stay there? Venti, how long are you gonna stay there? I don't have enough primos anyway. I wonder where their next meeting will be. Or when their next meeting will be. Something like that. What the? When did that happen? Also, can I do this? No, you need an ammo for that. Since when was there a floating island? And will this floating island stay? Yeah, this island wasn't here before.
Okay, we're here. Now, we just need to play the three melodies. And we should be able to gather the memories for the next chapter, right?
A musical performance, huh? Out of all the things Miss Lisa has taught me, that's the one I'm the worst at. Leave it to me. Go. Do. And that's a... No, that's J. Do. Those are cute songs. Little melody things. They're nice. For in poetry and song will this story start to bloom, or blossom. The prophecy. Even a war that shook the world could not halt the witches' gatherings. Yet even so, with the passing of time, 3 of their teacups no longer came to be set. The witches did not linger long in sorrow, for the story witch had brought glad tidings of her own. Born was her dragon child, safe and sound. Her fellow witches offered up their blessings, eagerly debating how to celebrate the child's birth. What should we use to celebrate his birth? Sweet candy, vibrant balloons. I prefer the candy thing, even though in the end they settled on the sweetest candy they could find. After all, what could be sweeter than the arrival of a new life? And so the witches' gathering turned to a birthday celebration. Is that the that's Ryan's daughter, right?
So we're back in the story world, huh?
As if from nowhere, new guests appeared at the witch's table. Perhaps they had come to celebrate the dragon child's birthday. Yet while everyone else was busy thinking about what kind of gift to offer, these 3 seemed to have come empty-handed. Hardly the recipe for a warm welcome to a birthday party, now is it? A gift.
Hey, what's this all about? We only just found out this was a party.
While the guests voiced their complaints and grievances, perhaps they should have been wondering what kind of gifts to give instead.
So we need to bring a gift to advance the story. But where are we supposed to get something like that?
Perhaps it would be a good idea to have a look around.
Why didn't you just say so?
Cute. Cute. The witches went on chatting away, ignoring the empty-handed guests. No mark had been left on the pages ahead. The group found themselves unable to move forward. I'll find something to give, just let me explore first.
Hey, could we use these as gifts, maybe?
At last, the guests had found something to give the dragon child.
Guess that's a yes.
What should we go for? Still, the guests wondered what kind of gift might the little dragon really want. Should they put a warrior's sword in his hand and send him out on an unstoppable quest to save the world? Or perhaps a wandering hero's slingshot and promises of a life of endless uncharted adventure? Or maybe even a scholar's tome and the chance to take on the world's unsolved mysteries?
Okay, wow, that's a lot of pressure all of a sudden.
What do you think, Durin?
Oh yeah, technically, we're actually picking a gift for you. So which would you prefer?
You want me to choose? Wow, this feels kind of special.
How come?
For as long as I can remember, I spent most of my time living in the stories my mother created. I always thought my mother had written everything out for me already. Just like the toy figures in the constellation Metropole. I wanted to do with my own what I wanted to do with my own future. Something I never really thought about. What did I want back then? Is this the first time I've ever asked myself that question?
Sounds like this is the perfect opportunity to answer it then. It's been a while since you left Simolanka, and after everything that's happened, it might be about time to start thinking about your future.
Let me give it some thought. Two? I personally feel like the tome. A tome, the ideal gift for a budding scholar. What's the difference between the slingshot and the thing? A little slingshot. Just a thing for a wandering hero to be. Let's keep looking. Toy sword. Perfect for a little warrior in the making. I don't want to do the toy sword because... The guest hesitated, and not without good reason. Given how much this gift would mean to the little dragon, a bit of careful thought could go a long way. I would like to do the tome, but I feel like for Durin, a hero thing would be better than a warrior or a scholar. In the end, the guests settled on the wandering hero slingshot.
A wandering hero? So you're an explorer just like us!
I guess you inspired me. During our journey from Mondstadt to Nodcry, we passed through many places and encountered all sorts of different people. But despite the immense distance between them, There was always one topic that kept cropping up: your accomplishments.
Well, we are world-renowned adventurers after all.
Come to think of it, isn't a wandering hero basically the same thing as an adventurer? I always thought of adventurers as people who chase after stories, and in doing so, they also leave behind many of their own. I'd like to be someone like that too.
Alright, they should let us in now that we've got a gift, right?
Hello there. I brought a gift this time. The newly arrived guest presented his gift, wishing the little dragon a future as a wandering hero, free and unburdened. Accepting the guest's blessing, the story witch invited him and his friends to take their place around the table. Finally, she could introduce them to her dragon child, telling all in attendance about the moment of his hatching, and of course, the name he'd been given. It was then that the seer witch, diviner of the stars, withdrew her gaze from the heavens and turned a sorrowful glance upon the little dragon. You gave him the same name as that evil dragon? That's right. But the life I intend for him shall be very different. What folly to love so blindly! For as you must know, the name is a mirror of destiny itself. He who bears an evil dragon's name must also inherit the fate of its previous owner. His fate has been foretold. Then I'll rewrite it. The witches at the table fell silent, for they knew the seer witch's words had never once proven wrong. Yet just as clearly, they recognized that the story witch's resolve, for there is scarce a force in the world. There is scarce a force in this world more fearsome than a mother's love. At last, the merry witch stepped forward, dispelling the uneasy silence. So be it. Then we'll all lend a hand. Together we shall rewrite this child's fate. You mean to defy one of the fundamental rules of this world? I refuse to be shackled by such rules. Besides, this is a witches' gathering, is it not? What could be more fitting a subject for this occasion than to defy them? Oh, sounds like an interesting experiment. I suppose, were we to succeed in this endeavor, we might bring a touch of wonder to this otherwise dreary sky of stars. The merry witch finally talked them all around, just like she had done many times before. Warm and strong as the sun she was, so much so, in fact, that those who her light shined down upon had no choice but to bask in it. And so the witches readied their gifts, 3 marvels of the cosmos. For this child I will decipher the ravings of the heavens and lay bare before him the trickery of fate. For this child I shall leave a formula powerful enough to unravel the very origins of this world, that he may seek another solution for the conundrum of his life. For this child I shall call upon wondrous magics to make possible his impossible wish. All the story witch had it was a pen in her hand, yet with the love that flowed from it, she resolved to bring forth a marvel of her own. For this child I shall leave behind the last story I will ever write, and with it a path to an ending yet untold. With the witch's blessing given and received, the little dragon's fate at last began to turn. In the midst of the child dragon's birthday celebration, the seer witch proclaimed her prophecy. The child had been given an evil dragon's name, and with it burdened the burden of his fate. But hearing this story, the story which vowed to rewrite it all, for such was her love and resolve. And so the other witches offered their gifts in turn, marvelous and marvels as rare as any in the cosmos. Together they sought to test one of the fundamental laws of this world, in part to support a mother's love, and in part to sate their own curiosity. Oh, and I almost forgot. Our new guests came bearing blessings of their own. Who knows? Perhaps this extra spark of life might be all the little dragon needs to change his fate. The witches ready their gifts. Three marvels of the cosmos.
Yep, looks like we completed this chapter too. Those witches in the story were the mages of the Hexen Circle, right? They sure seem to care a lot about you, Durin. But, Paimon kinda had trouble following their conversation. Just a bunch of mystery as usual.
The evil dragon's fate.
Oh, is that what you're worried about? But didn't we already take care of that?
Yeah, after what happened in Sri with everyone's blessings. Uh, the mages must have had a hand in that too. Also, I was just thinking, which part of the story are we even meant to be completing?
Oh,
That's a good question.
it feels less like we're filling in the gaps and more like we're adding something new altogether. But we used the ink, right? And the book hasn't given us any more clues, so that must mean our task is complete. At least for now.
Yeah, I guess we're doing something right. Don't worry, if even if we run into trouble, we can always ask Alice. Maybe I'm overthinking things. It's just, this is my mother's final wish, so I don't want to mess it up. Anyway, thanks for all your help. I'll let you know as soon as the book reveals a hint about the next chapter.
Okay then, see you in the next chapter.
Where'd it go? That's no fair. That's very, very, very much no fair. Oh well. Well, I'm gonna end stream. I don't know. I'm not feeling up to it. Goodbye.